All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. My name is Lori Haberland, and I'm the Meal Plan Administrator for Michigan Dining.
And my name is Eliza Hathey. I am the Senior Culinary Nutrition Support Specialist and Registered Dietitian for Michigan Dining.
So today we'll be covering the different topics on the screen, and then we'll have some time for questions and answers. As you have questions, please use the Q&A feature that you see on Zoom there, and we will answer the questions either as they trickle in or we'll save them all for the end. And then just before we jump into our topics today, we do have a little bit of background information on Michigan Dining. We operate 9 dining halls, over 20 cafes and markets, as well as 5 full catering kitchens on campus. So on the screen here, you will see the 3 residential meal plans that we have. If you're living on campus, a meal plan is required as a part of your housing contract, and you'll make your initial meal plan selection when you sign your housing contract. If you're living elsewhere in Ann Arbor, you can still purchase a meal plan. You can do that process starting in late August on our GET website. Our dining halls are all you care to eat facilities, so you are welcome to eat as much or as little as you like when you're choosing our dine-in option. Carry-out items after dining in are limited to a piece of hand fruit or a handheld dessert. Bringing containers into our dining hall for removing food is not permitted, but if you would like to take a meal out of our dining hall, we do have a program called M-Dining to Go, and we'll talk about that in a couple of slides. So on the slide here, a common question we get is, what's the difference between dining dollars and Blue Box? Dining dollars are a part of the meal plan package, and they expire when your meal plan does. Dining dollars can be spent at any Michigan Dining run locations, as well as participating locations in the Michigan Union and Pierpont Commons. A full list can be found on our website. Blue Box are the campus currency. They can be added onto your M card at any point in the semester via GET, and they can be spent anywhere that dining dollars are accepted, as well as additional participating locations on campus, such as Barnes & Noble. It's important to know that Blue Box roll over from year to year, and you can request a refund at any time. And a full list of locations of where Blue Box are accepted can be found at bluebox.umich.edu. GET is your one-stop shop for information related to your meal plan, as well as Blue Box. Students can use GET to check their meal plan account balances 24/7. You can even bill Blue Box deposits to your student account from the GET app. It can also be used to skip the line by ordering ahead at our retail spaces. And you can access GET online at dining.umich.edu/GET or through your phone with the mobile app. It's compatible for both Android and iOS, and we've got a QR code on our screen right now that will take you to a website where you can download the GET app today. So M-Dining to Go is our carry-out program available to student meal plan holders. Student meal plan holders can carry out 1 meal at a time and then just bring back the reusable container to carry it out again. It's a fast, easy, convenient, sustainable program that we've spun up to allow students to carry out meals.
So at Michigan Dining, we are very aware that we have a pretty wide variety of a diverse student population with a wide variety of dietary needs on campus. And so we strive to be completely transparent about the ingredients, allergens, and nutrition information in the meals that we serve. And one way we do this is through our online menus on our dining website. So on our dining website, we display our menus 2 weeks in advance so that you can see what's going to be served in the future to plan ahead. You're a planner. Our menus are subject to change, however. You can view the hours of operation for each of our dining halls on our dining website. And we have an allergen and dietary preference filter on the left-hand side so that you can use that filter to filter out the foods that contain your allergens, or if you have a specific dietary preference, to filter out the foods that would be appropriate for you to eat. So we do list the top 9 allergens, as well as oats, beef, pork, and whether an item is deep fried or contains alcohol. And then in terms of dietary preferences, we label for gluten-free, halal, vegan, vegetarian, and kosher menu items using the icons that you can see on the screen there. Just a note about deep fried items. We can't control for cross contact in our deep fryers. We do use shared fryer oil. So if you have a food allergy, it's up to your discretion to eat those items, but please be aware that there's potential for cross contact in the deep fryers. In addition to our online menus, we also have a Michigan mobile app that features our menus as well. So you can open up our menus from the touch of your fingertips. If you're on the go, it's really, really helpful to view our menus. It functions very similarly to our dining website. And you can view the menus 2 weeks in advance, view the hours of operations for each of our dining halls, and view the allergens and dietary preferences for each of our menu items. And then if you have a food allergy that's maybe not one of the top 9, or you're just interested in viewing a full ingredient list for any of our menu items, we do have all of that information available on our My Nutrition website, which is accessible both through our dining website as well as our Michigan mobile app. So on My Nutrition, you would open up the dining hall menu similarly to how you would open it up on the dining website. You'd click on the date of service and then the menu item that you are trying to look at, and it'll open up a full nutrition label as well as a full ingredient list for everything that's in that dish. We do use standardized recipes, so everything that is used in the recipe will be displayed online on My Nutrition. In addition to the mobile app, website, and My Nutrition, we also have signage at all of our stations in our dining halls. So when you walk into the dining hall and walk up to a station, there's going to be a station sign that lists out all of the items being served that day. It'll have the dietary preference icons, as you can see on the slide here, as well as the basic nutrition information, the calories, fat, protein, carbs, sugar, and sodium. And then it'll have a contain statement which lists out all of the allergens in that dish. At the bottom of the sign there, you can see there's a statement about fried items. Like I said earlier, it's up to your discretion, but it's just a disclaimer saying that there's potential for cross contact. If you do keep kosher, eat halal, vegan, vegetarian, or gluten-free, this really is the easiest way to identify foods that are appropriate for you to eat. And if you're planning out your meals ahead and you use the mobile app or the website, I still recommend checking the menu signs at each station before picking up a plate of something. And then just some additional nutrition resources that we offer. We do have gluten-free pantries available in South Quad, Mosher Jordan, East Quad, and Bursley dining halls. These gluten-free pantries are dedicated gluten-free spaces that do require an M-Card access. So if you're interested in getting access to these gluten-free pantries, feel free to reach out to eatsmart@umich.edu. We'll have that email listed on our last slide as well. But this is the email that goes to our whole team of dietitians, and we'll make sure that you get access to the gluten-free pantries if you need it. The other dining halls do also offer gluten-free items, such as gluten-free breads, bagels, cookies, brownies, wraps, waffles. And if you're dining at one of these dining halls, you can just approach a chef or a manager if you're having a hard time locating these items, and they can help you get them. In addition to our gluten-free pantries, we do have a Just Ask program. So anytime you need something, don't be afraid to ask. We have a really great management team and culinary team at each of our dining halls that are more than happy to help. We just have to know what you need. So feel free to ask any of our staff members if you have any questions or concerns. We do have a certified kosher kitchen on campus in South Quad Dining Hall. This is a dairy-free kosher kitchen. So it's we serve kosher meat and vegetarian meals that are dairy-free. And we also offer parve items out of all of our other dining halls that are dairy-free as well. And then we can also connect you with the Michigan Hillel Center for additional kosher options if you need them. We also offer halal options at each of our dining halls. This is built into our daily menus, so just look out for that purple halal icon for all of our halal dining options. And then if you're still struggling to find options in the dining halls, don't be afraid to reach out to that Eat Smart email. We have a team of registered dietitians that are ready to help you find dining options. So if you have any questions or concerns, again, feel free to reach out to that eatsmart@umich.edu email address, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Yeah, and we also have a ton of job opportunities on campus, ranging from baristas to dining service workers to programmers. We offer flexible hours as students pick their own schedules. We offer free meals with every shift. So if you're interested in learning more about being employed by Michigan Dining, you can either email foodiejobs@umich.edu, the email on the screen right here, or there is a QR code that will take you to our website with some more information. In addition to working for Michigan Dining, there are other ways to get involved. The Michigan Dining Student Food Advisory Committee provides student perspective to the Michigan Dining Senior Leadership Team to advance the mission of Michigan Dining. The Student Food Advisory makes suggestions for enhancements to services and new program initiatives. The programs are based on student input regarding their wants and needs as it applies to customer service, customer health and nutrition of the students, which are financially sound recommendations. For more information on getting involved this way, you can reach out to MDS-Food Advisory Lead at umich.edu, and that email is also on the slides here. And then we also have a variety of different gift options throughout Michigan Dining. So the first option is our Snack Magic program that you can gift snack boxes to your students. We know college is hard and snacks make it easier. So you can either build your own snack box, or there are pre-selected boxes that you can send to your favorite Wolverine. You can also get them for yourself as well. We also have Blue Box. You can give the gift of Blue Box, and when you buy Blue Box, they're instantly added on to your student's M card. You would just log in to that Get website, dining.umich.edu/get, and there is an add as a guest option, and you just need your student's UMID number. We also have an M Dining gift card program, and through this, these can be used at any Michigan Dining dining hall, cafe, market, grill on the University of Michigan Ann Arbor campus. And they can only be purchased online or at any M Dining location. And with that, that kind of ends the first part of our presentation. So if there are any questions, these are the variety of different emails that you can get a hold of us. There are also the emails throughout the presentation as well. And if you do have any questions, you can throw those into the Q&A chat, and we'll answer those as they trickle in.
Lori, can you answer the question, which is more about dining dollars? Where can you use dining dollars outside of the dining halls?
Yeah, I will go back to that slide and just bring that up so you can see it again. So dining dollars can be spent anywhere that any Michigan Dining location. So there's cafes and markets around campus that are run by Michigan Dining. There is a coffee shop in the undergraduate library, for example. So that would be a coffee shop cafe example where those dining dollars could be used. In the Michigan Union building, there's also like restaurant chains, Panda Express, Subway. There's a convenience store in there for grab and go items. So a whole host of different locations where those dining dollars can be accepted. And the full list can be found on our website, just dining.umich.edu.
The next question is, why would you use Blue Box over cash?
Yeah, so the nice thing about Blue Box is that they're loaded onto your student's M card. Really, it's just for the flexibility. There's no discount associated with Blue Box. Another option too is some families have 529s, and based off of how students can bill can bill the Blue Bucks to their student account that we had mentioned. That gives the opportunity, since we bill them as university expense, some 529s will cover those expenses where you wouldn't get the benefits associated with using cash. But really, it's more for the convenience. Every student's going to have an M card associated or have an M card with them pretty much at all times. So they'll have those with them. Are there any other questions?